now. All right, so we are recording. Both Mrs. Vienna and Mrs. Olmsted will be monitoring the chat throughout the presentation so that you're able to ask questions and anything that's left unanswered at the end, I will get to. But, you know, I'd like to say we all know everything, but we've been very confused ourselves. So I can only imagine how you guys feel. But we're going to go through the whole timeline for this next week and what it's going to look like so that you feel really prepared and so that your student feels prepared for promotion. Our 8th grade teachers will also be talking about this with the students in class this week, and so they will be ready to go. But I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that we can go over the slides. All righty. Can everybody see the slides? Thumbs up. Let me start on the first one. Beautiful. All righty. So this is our coffee connection for all 8th grade activities. The first one that we're going to talk about is 8th grade field day. That is this Wednesday, June 9th. And it is from 8:35 to 12 o'clock p.m. So students will come to school during their regular 8th grade students will come to school during the cohort A time only, beginning at 8:35. So 8th grade students will arrive on campus. They will check in with their first period teacher. Then they will go out to the field for their activities, and they'll be out there until 12 o'clock p.m. LoSal and home 8th grade students are welcome to join us that day from 8:35 to 12 o'clock. They will check in with a member of our admin team in the outdoor amphitheater right off of the Bloomfield parking lot, also at 8:35. We'll use the time from 8:35 to 9 to make sure that everybody's checked in, and then we'll walk them out to the field so they're out at the field from 9 to 12. Students will enter the field across the basketball courts. This is really for teachers as well, so you don't need to worry about that. They're going to get into 2 lines. They're going to get their t-shirt based on the size that you RSVP'd for. If you did not RSVP for a shirt, don't worry, the student still gets one. We just don't guarantee sizes, so they'll just say what size they are. So make sure you communicate with them. Hey, remember you're a size, fill in the blank, so that they get the shirt that was RSVP'd for them. And then they're also going to be put into teams for the color run only. And so they can get together with a couple of friends, or they could be all the way up to a group of 10 and make sure that they get the same color wristband so that when they're running the field to have the color thrown on them, they're with people that they know. But if they're not, if there's only 2 of them, or if they're solo artists, we'll put them on a team so they still have that opportunity to have fun. Then there'll be the inflatables, a bunch of inflatable games. There'll be candies and snacks on their way out. They'll all get a goodie bag. So it should be a really, really good time. They will be dismissed at 12 o'clock p.m. also out through the Bloomfield lot. And so there is no cohort B for 8th grade students on Wednesday the 9th. There is also no cohort B for LoSal at home students, 8th grade students on Wednesday the 9th.
Dr. Wieswright, can I chime in real quick?
Please do.
So we just want to remind our students it is a color run, so they will be chalk thrown on them, colored chalk, which is actually cornstarch, so it does wash out. But I would not have them wear brand new shoes or the promotion shoes. Have them wear old shoes and old pants, because they're going to have their white t-shirt, so that'll cover their tops. But just make sure that they don't care about the clothes that they're wearing, because they are going to get dirty.
Awesome, good point. And I will not be having any color thrown on me. 8th grade promotion practice. So that's the next day, Thursday the 10th, starting in the morning. So this is, again, our schedule for 8th graders only. LoSal at home and on campus students will report to campus from 8:35 to 10 o'clock on Thursday the 10th. They're going to come at 8:35 and check in with their first period teacher. LoSal at home 8th grade students will still be checked in at the ODAT. But if you remember, LoSal at home students, they'll also have that time before promotion practice to return their textbooks and materials to the media center before they go out to the field to practice. So we asked the LoSal at home 8th graders to bring their textbooks, their devices, their chargers, their hotspots with them when they come on Thursday the 10th, so that they can return it before they go out to promotion practice out on the field. All students will be dismissed at 10 o'clock from the Bloomfield parking lot. So your students are only here for that hour and a half to run through the promotion practice, and then they'll be able to go home so they can get ready for promotion, because we know that it's kind of an odd day with needing to travel to Santa Ana. There are no classes for 8th grade students. So they are checking in with their first period teacher, but Los Al at home, if you're choosing not to send your kid to promotion and to promotion practice, there is no online learning for 8th grade Los Al at home students that day. There is for 6th and 7th grade, but 8th grade there's not, because everybody will be involved in the promotion. Oops. Name card. So at promotion practice, each 8th grader will get a name card with their printed name as it is in Aries. Students will be able to write out their name phonetically, or to, if their legal name is James, but they go by Jim, they'll be able to write what it is they want to be called when they walk across the stage. They'll leave practice with that card, and they will bring that card with them to promotion in Santa Ana. 8th grade promotion, here it is. So there are no actual physical tickets for 8th grade promotion. There was going to be, and then we were going to trade tickets in for wristbands, but that felt really complicated. So all 8th grade families are just getting their 6 wristbands per student. They can pick up.
We can't see your slides. It's just a list of the teachers who are working on the promotion.
Really? Hold on. I heard you're looking at the wrong stuff. How embarrassing. Let's see. That's my calendar. I got these new dual monitors, and honestly, it's made everything a little more complicated. Hold on a second. Now can you see it? Shelby, Kara? Okay, great. So wristband distribution is starting today and tomorrow. Morning, 8:45 to 9:30. Afternoon, 12:30 to 1:15. You just drive through the Bloomfield parking lot. Many of you were here this morning, and you'll get an envelope with your 6 wristbands in it. You'll initial, or we will initial for you that we gave it to a parent. If you're sending your student to pick it up, that's no problem. They just need to have a note or something in writing verifying that they're able to pick it up. We do that just so we can cut down on any confusion if any wristbands are missing, or if sending it home with a kid doesn't end up working out. Sometimes kids don't get the stuff all the way to their parents, although they're almost in high school, so they really should. But we want to make sure that we give parents the opportunity to give it. And we can't give you the wristbands without having the observer guidelines turned in. So many of you turned in your observer guidelines ahead of time. Awesome. We have that list. If you did not turn it in, then you'll have an opportunity to fill it out while you're sitting there in line in order to get your wristbands. So that's happening today and tomorrow, 8:45 to 9:30, and then again from 12:30 to 1:15. If you're not able to make it during those times, you can come during our regular office hours outside of that window to pick up the wristbands anytime before Thursday. I would say Thursday, we're going to all be out doing promotion practice, and then our office staff and admin are leaving to go out to Santa Ana Stadium. So while there will be some office staff left behind, it really is in your best interest to pick it up sometime before Thursday. All right, I'm not going to go over all of this. I'm going to go over some of the highlights just because this was all in the 8th grade packet. But we want your students to arrive at the Santa Ana Stadium or the Santa Ana Bowl between 2:30 and 2:45. There's a staging area at the corner of 6th and Coach Dick Hill Way. You can't miss it. There'll be a big sign that says students enter here. The gates will open for families at 3 p.m. and our ceremony will begin by 3:30. We plan on the ceremony ending, let's say 4:45, between 4:45 and 5. There'll be an opportunity for you to take pictures with your student. And then everybody needs to be cleared out at 5:15 because Oak does promote later on that evening. Students with last names A through K will enter on the home side with a blue wristband, and I have a map. I'm going to show you what that looks like. And students with last names L through Z will enter on the visitor side with a yellow wristband. Parking, there's parking at, they have a partnership with the courthouse parking lot, which is right across from the Santa Ana Stadium. Like, they share a driveway. It is $5 per vehicle, cash only. That is a rate that they negotiate for events at the Santa Ana Stadium. So please make sure you bring cash. I never have cash. I would just have to circle while my wife and children watch the promotion without me. So make sure that you have $5 per vehicle, $5 cash, and you'll be able to park at that structure and walk right across the street. I'm going to turn it over, Mrs. Viana, to you on the next slide to talk about student conduct and dress code. Do you mind?
No problem. All right, so we've had multiple chats with the students in class about their behavior. Again, it's just reinforcing what is expected when they're here on campus. We want to make sure that students don't bring like blow up balls and things to throw around. We want to make sure they're not on their cell phones. They will have them with them so that they can find you at the end of the ceremony, but we have asked them not to bring any headphones at all. They can only carry their cell phones, and we will advise them to shut them off during the promotion. We do not want them taking pictures while they're out there. And we want to make sure that they dress appropriately. We're telling them it's a formal event. Females, they cannot wear spaghetti straps or strapless tops unless they have a sweater that will stay on the entire time. It could be warm or freezing out there. We never know either way, depending on it's the time of day and what the weather is going to be like. So just to really try to enforce that the students have a sweater that they can keep on the entire time. They will be going up on stage. So we want to make sure the females, their dresses or skirts, they wear some kind of booty shorts underneath so that there's nothing's being revealed when they go on stage, or the wind could blow. So we want to make sure that they're covered up appropriately and don't get embarrassed. And then heels with the girls. So they can't wear the pointy heels. We're walking a ton. I mean, it's pretty much the entire football field. So I'm encouraging students, if they want to wear heels, they can wear a wedge or a fatter, thicker heel, but it shouldn't be that tall because we are walking a lot. And then the boys, we've really encouraged them to wear a button-down dress shirt that's ironed, slacks or some type of pants. We're not encouraging jeans, and they can wear shorts if they're dress shorts. It just looks a lot nicer if they're dressed, you know, a little bit more formal. But we are allowing them to wear shorts as long as they're nice. So, and then shoes, shoes and socks. They can wear dress shoes. They can wear tennis shoes. We just want them to look nice overall. And that's pretty much it. We are going to make sure that the students, when they check in, they shouldn't bring anything with them. We have nowhere to store it. So I'm only telling them to bring pretty much, if they want to bring a water bottle, they'll be carrying it, and then their cell phone. Other than that, they need nothing else except for their name card. And that way we won't lose anything. So if there is anything left behind, we'll just have to make sure that the parents reach out to one of us in admin, and we can kind of radio or let Oak know so we can make sure we pick up whatever's left behind, but hopefully we won't have that. So that's about it.
Perfect, thank you. Just a note that all of your textbooks, devices, everything is being turned in last week and this week. And so devices, please make sure that you send your child with your device. If you checked one out, a hotspot if you checked one out, and the chargers. We can't have students participating if they have outstanding textbooks or devices. A couple questions in the chat. I am going to go through a plot map of the stadium so you'll be able to see exactly where everything is. There will be handicap access, and there will be handicap spots for persons in wheelchairs to sit during the promotion ceremony. So that's no problem, and that's going to be available on both sides. So let's go through it. So this is the Santa Ana Bowl. Students will check in here. As you see the lineup area, if you can picture this structure at the end is like the where like the ref stand is and the bathrooms, although students won't be using that bathroom. But they're going to walk directly across the street from the corner of 6th and Dick Hill Way into their staging area. There's no way to miss it. They'll line up down a big ramp, and they'll enter the field together, and we're going to practice all that with them at McAuliffe. So we'll be coning it all out. This is what the field will look like. And so the sound tent is going to be right in the middle. The stage is going to be on the far end. There will be chair side A, chair side B with staff sitting down the middle. So the stage, if you're entering the stadium, is on, gosh, I don't know my north, south, east, and west. Farther away from where you enter. Closer to, so if 6th Street is down here, it's on the other side. Students will walk in down the sidelines, and then will enter their rows. Teacher ushers will be there to direct them down each row. As you can see, this is where our different personnel will be. Line monitors, you don't need to know this, but the blue wristbands, you're sitting over here, that's the home side. Yellow wristbands, you're sitting over here, that's the visitor side. And then when they get their diplomas, they'll walk out of their row. And don't worry, teachers will direct them for all of this. Stage is north. Thank you, Janet's phone. And then they'll be able to enter the stage from the side, get their diploma when they cross the stage, and come down the ramp. So this part's important, and I should have made a slide, but I'm going to say it out loud, and I'll add a slide in. Students are going to be permitted when they come up to the stage to take their mask completely off, either put it on their wrist or hold it in their hand, but I suggest their wrist because they are also permitted, if they choose to, shake hands with the board members who are awarding their certificates. And so as they come up to the stage, they can take their mask off, maybe slip it on their wrist. There'll be an opportunity to shake a board member's hand. If they're not comfortable shaking hands, no problem. They can just keep their hands right there in their lap or behind their back, whatever they're more comfortable with. Our school board has decided that that is something that they are comfortable doing. And so we'll explain this to the students as well at promotion practice. There'll be an X where they shake the board member's hand or stand by the board member. Board members will be masked, and then there'll be a photo op of them getting their certificate with their mask off right there on the stage. Then they're able to walk down the ramp. As soon as they're down that ramp and heading back to their row, students will need to put their mask back on to return to their seat. So I know that that's unusual, and I think that's different. We're going to definitely practice it with the students. Any student who is not comfortable removing their mask or is not comfortable shaking a hand, by no means will be required to. So this is just an opportunity, given our current guidelines and the way things have loosened up, as well as just kind of the short duration of contact that students are going to have with masked adults on the stage. We believe that it is safe for them to take their mask off for those photo ops there crossing the stage, but they do not have to. Are there any questions about that?
Brian, did you talk a little bit about the photographer and how they will access those photos?
There's going to be a card. No, I didn't. There will be a card and a link sent out direct, just like if you would participate in our 8th grade awards night, for you to be able to download and purchase the photos that are coming across the stage. All right, onward and upward. This is how students will leave. And so they will go, they will exit down the sideline, and then they'll come up at the 40-yard line. We're going to practice that with them as well, and be able to exit through the stands. So if you're on the visitor side, you will meet your student behind the visitor stands. If you're on the home side, you will meet your student behind the home side stands, and then you will leave with your student directly from there. So we're not having families come onto the field. We're having the promotees or the graduates go up through the stands, and then you will meet them outside the backside of either stand. To answer the question that's in the chat, yes, students will be able, as I said earlier, to write their name out phonetically on their name card that they are handing to the speaker who's reading the names, either Mrs. Acuna, Mrs. Armstrong, or Mr. Thompson. Additionally, 8th grade students have completed a Flipgrid, or had an opportunity to complete a Flipgrid showing how to pronounce their name that the readers will also be able to read. Photos can be taken in the outside areas behind the stands with your promotees, and also outside the stadium, but also inside. All right. As I said already, public parking is in the structure to the west of the Santa Ana Bowl, and it is $5 cash only. This is kind of the overall map where you can see the blue wristbands entering on the home side down over here for last names A through K, and the yellow wristbands entering up at the corner of Civic Center and Flower Street for last names M through Z, or sorry, L through Z. And those are all going to be clearly labeled and marked so you'll know which way to go. We have a ton of support and security assisting at the event. So everywhere that you see an S is going to be a security guard. There will also be campus supervisors from our schools here in LaSalle. And the Santa Ana Police Department is sending 18 police officers, not necessarily for safety. Well, yes, for safety, but not because the event requires 18 police officers, because that's just kind of their standard for us using the facility, given the current restrictions in Orange County. That's a city thing, not a, I don't want you, this is being recorded, but I don't want it to seem like we are fearful of anything. It is just out of an abundance of caution, making sure that we have a police presence there is important to the city as well as the district, but it is a city requirement to have the 18 officers there. All right, any questions about promotion? We can take any more that come up in the chat. but I feel like we are doing okay. Great. Last day of school. All students come in for cohort A only, 8:35 to 11:15. Los Al at home students are invited to participate. Students are given their yearbooks during first period or in the designated check-in location for the Los Al at home students. Our sixth graders will be in the ODAT, seventh graders out in the PE area, and then our eighth graders will be meeting in the quad. So if you're an eighth grader, Los Al at home, you're meeting in the quad. If you're an eighth grader who's currently attending campus, you will go to your first period teacher where you will get your yearbook. And then there's 3 different areas to sign yearbooks for a couple of hours, and everybody will leave campus at 11:15. Los Al at home students, you will be able to check in with your teachers first through fourth period at the top of each period, but they will not be holding full classes, but they will be checking in to see any students who have not come to campus. Any questions? Beautiful. So you know how to contact me. I will send out this recording as well as these slides and make sure that everybody is good to go. I will stay on for a couple minutes. Anybody who wants to stay and ask questions, but that's it as far as our presentation goes. And I'm going to stop the share. Have a great day, everybody. We look forward to celebrating your eighth graders. All right, I'm seeing in the chat, not related to ceremony, but will there be a second opportunity to buy lawn signs? You can contact All American Fundraising directly. We've been referring parents to them, and they're able to push those out, and you can pick them up. They're located right over there by Costco, so that's easy.
And then also, we still have yearbooks that you can purchase. So if you have not purchased your yearbook, you can contact the office or send your student, and we can purchase yearbooks as well. If you didn't buy a yearbook in the last day of school, you can bring paper or notebook or whatever you want for them to sign. We just don't encourage the kids to sign clothing or body parts, obviously.
Thank you. All right, feels like that's it. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. We appreciate it, and we will see you at promotion.